shit. All right, let's go. Give him a call. Hey, hey.
Yo, what's up, Noah?
Hey, what's up, Sayco? What's going on, man?
I'm chilling.
Chilling, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
I had to chase you down, bro. I had to fly out to the DMV to get you.
I know. My bad, bro. I'm not good with keeping up with social media. I don't know why.
Oh no, it's all good, man. I'm trying to get there myself. That's what this is about. If I want to do this for a living, that's what I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm not super active, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there myself. But first off, man, how are you?
I'm okay.
You all right? Oh
Mm-hmm.
shoot. I got one of your recent streams up, whatever. Where I don't know what you're doing. Look like you playing Leroy, bro. What's going on with this Leroy? Ooh.
I'm playing a range of characters, but Leroy is the character I'm trying to get to Omega first.
Okay.
So,
That should be the easiest, considering he is still the toppest of all the tiers.
Well, a lot of people aren't. Well, a lot of the Asian players aren't considering outside of top 10. So,
Really?
yeah. I think in the Western countries he's pretty good, but in Asian countries,
Not so much.
yeah. You know, he's good. And no, he's good. He's solid, but I still feel like he takes a lot more risk.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like he has everything that you need, but at the same time, you gotta understand how to work with the character. Some people just pick him to because he got parries or because he got certain things that you can abuse.
Yeah, but then again, what I'm saying, if you for example, if you go for a parry, you whiff the parry, you're dead. So it's not like you could spam parry.
Right. Not against people to pay attention, because I'm always the way I play, I'm always baiting. So I want you to I want you to do something bad so I can hit you with this good old back three.
Oh yeah, definitely. His back three is stupid good.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But all right. Let's see. So I don't know anything about the DMV. I'm gonna go ahead and get this interview started. Let's see. So what is your actual introduction to fighting games, and why do you play them? Why do you play them now?
As far as my first fighting game was Mortal Kombat, the original.
Okay, MK.
Yeah, and I just play them because it's just a genre that's been I've been running with since I was a child.
Okay.
The first two games I played were Mortal Kombat and Secret of Mana, which is a JRPG. So those are my two favorite genres. So yeah.
All right, JRPGs. Yeah, I go kind of heavy with the JRPGs myself. Tales is the Tales series. I'm a big fan of the Tales series. So I played
Tales of anything is really, really good.
Yeah. Most of the Tales are pretty solid. I don't like Zestiria, but but other than that, most of them are really solid. I like a lot of other ones too, but that's kind of the one that I really mess with heavy. As for fighting games, I kind of started. What did I start on? Yeah, I started on MK for a little bit, and then Tekken ended up being my second. I really haven't looked back.
No, definitely. I mean, especially if you're in these MKs, I feel like they're so entirely broken that it's just more stressful than fun to play.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt when I tried it out when it came out, and I was like, I do not like this.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun to watch. I appreciate people who play it, but I'm not doing it to myself.
Yeah, definitely not. So what's the Straw Hat Sayco? What's your name? Does your name mean anything, or?
Straw Hat. I used to have a lot of prefixes: Iron, Sayco,
Got Dark Hat,
Dark Hat, Sayco, all that. But Straw Hat Sayco is because I'm a One Piece fan, and I love what Luffy stands. And I was like, I like that Straw Hat, and then
Okay, Straw. Okay, I get it now. I have not I am one of those people that is in fear of the length, in fear of the length of the show. So I've specifically not watched it because of that, and I hate stretchy powers. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys.
so like I try not to talk shit about it because I don't know anything about it. But at the same time, I'm like, man, it's like 9,000 episodes. How could I ever watch it? So someday I'll probably get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I tell for anybody who feels like the length is daunting, I tell them to at least, if you're interested, Wikipedia it. You know, and then just read the wikis. You can catch up in like a few days, and you'll be okay.
Yeah, does One Piece do anything like Naruto and Blood, like the other huge animes that have like about 35 to 40% fillers in it? Does One Piece have that as well?
They're fillers, but all the fillers tie into the timeline. Ooh. So, for example, oh yeah, they're important. So, for an example, there was a major filler where it talks because they're in Wano, and it talks about Kaido and Odin is like was one of the strongest people in the One Piece universe, and it's talking about him, but it's tying into what's going on in Wano, So their fillers they do have fillers, but they're like they tie into the main timeline, which I really appreciate that show.
Yeah, that would be great, because I remember when I was trying to watch I stopped watching Naruto Shippuden because of fillers, because they just put Kakashi's like, oh, he's fighting all these ninjas and stuff, and now like he's running around the city as a 13-year-old guy, and I'm like, bruh, he's fighting 7 ninjas at once. Why would you do that? And like I just got tired of that type of stuff happening. So now I just try and wait till things are done before I watch them, because I don't want to deal with the fillers and the waiting.
I understand why the Japanese do that. It was always so weird to me. Like, why do you have fillers? Like, why not just run the show? If you have all this production time to do a filler, why not just run the whole show through? So it is what it is. But I don't get it. I should actually Google that.
Yeah, and what about Sayco? Like, what is you said you've already had a lot of prefixes before your name. What does the Sayco come from?
The Sayco is actually the actual name.
Right.
Everything else is just a prefix. It's just a name my daughter. I mean, not my daughter. I got from my sister. She used to tag stuff, and I used to go by. I forgot the other name. I used to go by another name, and I just needed a name. And I just used Sayco, and just stuck with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's see. Next question. All right. Now, I don't know anything outside of, I looked this up on Google today. I'm not embarrassed to say that DMV, if anyone that doesn't know, because I imagine people that don't live in the DMV, they don't even know what that even stands for. I brought that up to somebody at work today, and they thought I meant the the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, but they replaced Bureau with Driver of Motor Vehicles. So it's the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia.
Yeah, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah.
Right. So what is can you give me some FGC, some history about the DMV? Because I don't know any players. I don't know who, like, do you guys have any like amazing players from different games? Or
yeah.
Like, fill me in. Give me some history.
We have some great players. I don't know if you heard of Lud. Lud's probably arguably one of the best Chun-Li players for Street Fighter 5 right now.
No, I know who that is. I played a little Street Fighter enough to know that.
He's in Maryland. He lives in Maryland. He regulars Xanadu, which is like the premier place to go for fighting games in Maryland.
Right.
And actually, me and him came up together. Actually, me and a lot of great friends. We also have Steve Harrison is a legend. In every game he touched. CVS2.
Oh man.
Guilty Gear.
Ooh.
Street Fighters. You know what I'm saying? We got OG Juan. We got Dark Child.
Okay. You're saying names I feel like I played in ranked.
Yeah, definitely. As far as Tekken, you have Turk Easy, who's a great player. You have myself, Grimy Grizzly. These are all older, not the newer players.
All right, you said wait, hold on. You said Turk Easy. Isn't that the guy is like in ATL with Chop and stuff?
Yeah. So before he moved to ATL, he was in Maryland.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I think I overheard that in I was watching sets to review one of your sets last week, and I believe I watched you and Turk's set. You guys were playing. He said something about being from there, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Capitol Heights, I think. And but we used to share an apartment together in Laurel, Maryland, and he was one of the best before he left the ATL. He definitely top 3 in DMV. Yeah.
So he left and got worse? Is that what you're trying to say? Or
no, he left and got better. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you go to ATL, man, you're going to get better.
Yeah. That seems to be a big home for Tekken. Although I don't know if you know, I just 7-1 Chop in exhibition last month. So,
you 7-1 them?
Yeah.
I didn't. That's a feat in itself. That's something to have under your belt. Chop is amazing, bro.
Yeah, he is. I bought one of his shirts. He's a cool dude, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't really put too much stock into it because it's online. But at the same time, it's an exhibition. It was filmed. it was recorded. It's an exhibition. It's on YouTube, and on Twitch. So. I mean, it counts. I just was shocked. I had to go to Lil Majin knows me as one of the better, newer, younger players in Tekken, and I had to go to him to ask if Chop was still playing because I don't always keep up with everybody's stream, and he's like, no, Chop plays every day. Check his stream, and I was like, all right, and I checked his stream on my PC, and I was like, yeah, sure enough, he's playing all the time. I was just shocked at it, But no, Atlanta is definitely a super strong, super dope place. One day I hope I can go down there and just play everybody for hours and hours for a full weekend.
Did you play Hong?
Yeah. I only play Hong. I am a Hong main. I am not a Tekken player.
Okay. You're a Hong player.
Yeah, I'm a Hong player through and through. I'm a loyalist. I will not be. I understand why Speed switches, or why he was switching back when we were doing competitive TWTs. It's because Hong has some really bad matchups, like Steve and a bunch of characters. He has some really bad matchups, and I understand why you would want to switch, but no, I'm gonna play Hong, and I'm gonna make you work.
That's fair. I respect that.
So, all right. So that was some decent history about the DMV area. Let's see what else we got here. What is your proudest competitive achievement and your most difficult or most painful competitive experience?
I think the proudest was placing top 50 or top 40th in Evo.
Oh, okay. Which
year? The year, both years actually. The year last year or whatever, 2019. 2019 and 2018. Yeah, both those years. Yeah.
Sayco in the top 50, and you slugging it out. I didn't know you
only
like that.
Yeah, and I only lost to. Not saying I wouldn't have lost anybody else, but I only lost to. The year I lost. 2019, I lost to Super Akuma.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I almost took him out. Yeah, but I lost to him. I lost to Akuma. Akuma's
rough. He's really rough. Especially once you get to play, because another thing is he's rare, but also at the same time, a lot of the Akumas you run into, they won't punish you like an Akuma can, which is jabbing the Shoryuken into more than half of your health.
Oh, he was doing that. Yeah,
I know he was. So my thing is, even if you got experience, you need to be playing somebody that can do that, and there's not many of those.
100%. He would for example, I still remember this. I did it down 2, he blocked it, and I lost 70% health.
Holy shit! Because he can do down 2 into Shoryuken, right?
He didn't even do down 2 Shoryuken. He did down 2 fireball.
Down 2 fireball. Oh no.
Yeah, he did the hard stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And 70%.
So
that's painful.
Just
70,
for down
2, bro. You just for down 2. Being hurt like that for down 2.
And this was season 2 Dragunov.
Season 2 Drag.
Yeah.
I don't know how good that one is. I got a question.
Oh no, that was the worst one.
That was the season 2 was the worst. Oh, okay.
That was the worst Dragunov. Yeah.
I know a lot of people that don't think Dragunov is pretty booty right now. So I got a question for that coming up here pretty soon. So we'll save that for then. But what about the worst? Like your worst or most difficult competitive experience?
I would say it was losing to Sour Piggy. It was definitely losing. It's a collection because all of them are losing a GM at whatever tournament it was.
ECT.
Yeah, losing a GM, losing to Sour Piggy at whatever tournament that was, and then those two are both on the same tier. For like, if I go back and be like, damn man, like
Yeah, those are not really GM. GM is like,
he's a world class player.
Yeah, I feel like he has to be. You have to put him in top 5. And for me, from what I've seen, I've never interacted with him at all. From what I've seen, he definitely seems to be the best against foreigners.
He's mad good, but at the same time, you're still, if you're that close to your goal and you don't achieve it or you don't reach it, you're still going to put some weight on that. So that's my discrepancy with that.
I can agree. So it's a I guess a respectful player loss, but at the same time it's still painful because you feel like you could have got the job done. You could have got the job done. So no, I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. I'm still upset about my knee loss. So he did win Combo Breaker 2019, but I'm still pissed about losing to him.
No, of course, but you have to be, and that's what makes you better at the end because that fire, drives you.
Right. Very true. Very true. All right. So why main Drag? And did you main any other character in previous Tekkens?
So I can play any character, not any character, but I can play a plethora of characters. I just like Dragunov because I started in DR. I dabbled in DR, and I used to run an arcade, and we got a DR machine. And I didn't play. I saw people play Tekken. I wasn't a big Tekken fan because I was Street Fighter, everything. Street Fighter 3 Alpha, all that was what was going on back then, and that was my thing. And then I was like, oh, I like that character. He shooting rockets at people in the intro. I want to try him.
Right.
And then it was a road from there. I guess it's just because, not because of the character and what he does, but just because
he didn't talk.
I have an emotional attachment. Yeah, it's this emotional attachment to the character because he's when I started. That's how I learned how to play Tekken.
Okay.
But I was still playing other characters. I could still play. I can play almost any character I want to. So I just like Dragunov.
Yeah, I've been studying because that's really what this is about. By the way, this is not a like let me try and gain clout or any type of popularity off of people. I'm a student and I'm a Tekken 7 baby. So I played other Tekkens, but I didn't know anything about any other Tekkens. So I don't know nothing. I don't know how to do a combo in DR or T6 or T-Tag, and the combos I do know how to do are very 40 damage combos. So for me, this is more so me trying to get to know a lot of people that have history and are solid and dark horses in that regard in the Tekken scene. So, and there's nobody doing it. There's no data on like you or L Train, or there's a lot of people that I've met just from going to tournaments and stuff. Outside of the bigger, obviously the super bigger people, there's a lot of people I met that are solid that could just win tournaments, and people don't know them, or they don't know the best drag player. They don't know the best this player or how good this person is out of this random location. So that's really what this is about in general. And I didn't know that. Dragunov is pretty cool. He has my favorite grab in the game. Fun fact, Sayco, I will never let anyone grab me with bar fight. I completely refuse. I've let Dragunov players grab me with other grabs intentionally just so they don't hit me with that. That grab is too disrespectful.
It's pretty disrespectful.
It's too disrespectful and brutal for me to see my character go through that shit.
That's fair.
So it also is one of my favorite grabs in the game, easily. So
that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, Dragunov is pretty cool. The whole no talking thing, him being Russian. You know, Russians have this I guess this perception here in America that they're just unstoppable and brutal and like and that's just the perception over here. Even like if you don't know an actual Russian or you have nothing to go off of, like Russians are just badass. So
yeah, I have a couple Russian friends. Yeah.
So
yeah,
let's see. But let's staying on topic of Dragunov. And what's the state of Dragunov in season 4? What's the good and bad and ugly right now?
There's nothing really good about it.
Nothing?
No, not really. Nah. I mean, he got Warmony too.
Yeah. What about Down 2? He got Down 2 as well.
Down 2 is not good.
Wait, whoa. Run that back. Down 2 is what?
It's not good.
Why? I need an explanation.
It's okay. So let's look at the character archetype. Dragunov is okay. He's people, because a lot of people in the American general consensus is that he's like bottom 10.
Yeah.
Some people say bottom 5.
I can throw him down there.
And I'm like, okay, cool. The reason why is because his moves doesn't fit. His move list doesn't fit his archetype. His archetype, he's supposed to be like this rush down character that frustrates you, to try to get you to play out of your turn, so he can hit you for like big damage.
Right.
The thing about it though is his moves don't net him that reward. So if you look at characters like Bakaram, Leroy, Athena, Julia, Paul, who else is really good? Akuma, Geese. For those characters, you play out of your turn, you're losing like 40, 50, 60, 70%.
Right.
Because they have, like, for example, Zafina, she has 443, which was it 443 or 444? 443, I think.
443. You talking about the plus move that has a follow up?
Yeah. 443, right?
Yeah, she pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. So you go into Scarecrow, right? And then you do 1+2. She's netted. It's plus 7 on block.
Yep, I know.
But also net you a Class A counter hit launcher, which is taking 60 to 70% plus wall.
Right.
Dragunov, if you block a Wolverine 2, you sidestep right duck, 90% of his options are dead. Right. And the options that do hit that he's not rewarded in a way that makes you want to stop sidestep right ducking. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Because the things that track that way, he's only hitting you for like maybe 10, not even 10 damage, like 15, 20 damage. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like any reward from that.
Yeah, he seems like a character that hasn't been updated to the meta that is Tekken 7. Is what it.
No, he doesn't.
Seems like.
He never had any Tekken 7-est. He doesn't have a Tekken 7-est move.
Yeah, that wall bounce he's got is pretty nasty.
Wall bounce is okay. But are you throwing that out in a match to get launched?
I mean, I might throw out Wall Rising 1, into down 2 or Wall Rising 1 sidestep or something, just to get people to think or to see if somebody presses, I guess. But yeah, that's just a small move, and that doesn't make him like that much higher. It doesn't make him that much higher.
If the 3 moves, I'd say that Dragunov has that are his best moves. While running 2 is a good move, solid move. Top 5, top 3, best approach tools in the game.
Yeah.
Down 2, unfortunately I have to say that, down 2, and wall bounce.
You don't seem happy about the down 2.
Down 2 is a decent low, but it's not a Tekken 7 low. If you like, down 2 is basically they reverted it back to what it was in DR. High crushing, low that was 0 on hit.
Homing low. 0. Yeah, because I play games like with Dragunov players that do down 2. I'm like, all right, you did down 2, so I'm jabbing. Like, what you gonna do? You gonna stay ducking? I'm like, all right, next time I'm orbital. I just play mind games with the Dragunov player after they hit me. Like, I'm just like, all
Exactly.
right, what do you want to do here? Because this is a mind game for us both, and you're not always gonna win the mind game. So.
But this is just exactly. This is coming from somebody that is supposed to be a rush down character,
right?
And it's just like, if I'm rushing you down, I'm not saying it has to be foolproof, but I shouldn't have to be. If I'm playing in a rush down character, I shouldn't be at a disadvantage if I'm using one of my top 3 moves. My top 3 moves is supposed to put me in a favorable situation, which down 2 does not put you in a favorable situation because you're crouching. Yeah, you're crouching. You're even. So it's still a good move. It's still high crushes. But it gives them plus 13 on counter hit. But at the same time, again, you're crouching.
Right. So you can't really take advantage of it the way you want
exactly.
to. You gotta do extra executional stuff to take advantage of it.
Exactly. Yeah. But if down 2 knockdown on counter hit, I'll be like, okay, cool. The character is good. Or he'll be mid high.
Right. What about what was so good about Dragunov in season 1? Or was that just JDCR just like flexing on everybody that year?
Primarily JDCR flexing. Nobody, I highly believe that nobody understood how to fight Dragunov, but he did have some things going for him. Down 2 Forge Kraus.
Right.
Bar fight, he netted him with 3 down 4. He had great wall carry, decent wall carry. He has better wall carry now.
Yeah, he's got better wall carry now. That new buff that they get with the cancels that pissed me off.
Well, they reverted it, but but he still has the 4-4 into 4-3. You know what I'm saying? Crush that 4-1, which is pretty good. Also, he had he was a lot safer. Bar slide, sleigh ride, excuse me. Was only minus 14 on block instead of minus 16, and it was minus 4 on hit instead of minus 7 or 8. And also he his 1-2-1 was minus 13, and his armor move was minus 12 instead of minus 14.
Okay.
Yeah, so but they destroyed him.
Yeah, that's a lot of nerves. I was wondering if the down 2 change was a necessary thing, because I never really got to play in all of my time playing ranked. I've got a lot of because I started on PlayStation, and every time I was going to tournaments, people kept telling me from Lil Majin to Spirojin to Teleport to Shadow. When I was at tournaments and I would ask players, I'd be like, yo, do you play PlayStation? They'd be like, you got a PC? And so I ended up eventually getting a PC, but I have over 120 gigs of saved ass whoopings of myself from players, and I don't have many of Dragunov. I don't have many of Dragunov at all.
I think that his execution is intermediate, because you have to do instant while running 2s.
Right.
So he's not a character you want to. I feel like characters people can pick up, but they don't want to take to that level because of his play style. It's like a poke dwindle you down.
Right. 1,000 cuts. Yeah, 1,000 cuts type of style. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. Yeah. So people in tournament is good, to have a play style like that, especially in season 1. Especially when a lot of the other characters were not developed, but now that doesn't work. Everybody's just going for the home run.
Yeah, it just seems like he's outdated at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It definitely seems like he's outdated. All right, so let's see. All right, let's go with Strife memory time. Strife memory time. 7th question. It's always going to be Strife memory time. So I know we've only met each other once, and that was at DreamHack ATL. After you cooked my ass, but but I remember that you said to me that you knew me or knew of me before we met, and before we met or played. How exactly? Could you refresh? I don't know if you told me, but how exactly did you know?
You played at Summer Jam. You beat Ghost Die, and you beat Still Electric.
Oh, he's still electric. Yeah. Okay, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't know. Were you at that tournament? Or...
No, I was watching on stream.
Oh, okay, you was watching on stream. Okay.
Yeah. Still Electric is like a very, 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 very good friend of mine. Ghost Dive is, Ghost Dive is another good friend of mine. He plays Xanadu all the time. He asks me for advice, so we play a lot. And yeah, I just watched. I mean, that's how I knew of you. I was like, yo, who's this around destroying my boys? Like what's going on? And we talked about the match, and I gave him advice on what to do. After the fact, I couldn't give him advice there, but yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Talking about Ghost Dive.
Ghost Dive and Electric.
And Still Electric, yeah, Still Electric. He seemed like it never fought like a wrong ever. So like I just kept stringing him up, and it I rewatched that match, and I was like, this is one of the ugliest matches like I've ever really played, and and it's specifically because he clearly didn't know how to deal with the wrong 10 hit, and I was confused, and I was like, oh shoot, it's a Mishima. I gotta worry. Like what I realized that Mishimas at that point is they're gonna have better movement and better fundamentals and better defense than the majority of the other players that I play, just because that's how Mishimas are. Their play style is centered around spacing and defense, in all honesty. So I was looking for that, and I didn't get any of that from Still Electric, so I was like confused. And after I got confused, I was like, oh, he just doesn't understand how to deal with like a little bit of the pressure. So I just kind of kept repeating the same things about that. Now, Ghost Dive, this is a quite an interesting story. I'll fill you in. So I don't know if you know who Ghost Dive hangs out with or not, but Ghost Dive, I played him in pools earlier, off stream. He's the person to send me the losers. Ghost Dive had a female with him. I don't know if he was dating or if they were on the same team or something. But this female was rooting for him, rooting for him. It's kind of a normal thing. I live in the Midwest. So I've been to Detroit, I've been to Chicago. So I'm used to people talking stuff around me is normally not so much of an issue. Never has there been a female that was doing that, but this case there was a female that was rooting for him, and we were playing in pools. And normally I play with headphones on so I can hear the game sound, so I can stay as focused as possible. But I couldn't because the monitors, something was wrong with the monitors to where the sound would go in and out with my headphones. So I was like, okay, well, I got to do this without headphones. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I can try and get it done. And I didn't know anything about Anna at all. Anna came out, and like people bitch about Anna and Lei and these legacy characters that had been on the game, and like there are like 5 Anna players on the planet. So like, so I was like, great, I don't know anything about Anna, so I'm gonna see what I can do. And I won the first match. I was like, oh, so I don't need to know anything about Anna to beat her or whatever. And he wins the second match. During this time, this chick is she's talking stuff. She's not like saying anything negative to me. She's just talking like for Anna, like don't touch me, get kicked in the nuts, stuff like that. She's like, but she's in between us. The setup is like like a typical setup where there's a monitor. I'm sitting next to Ghost Dive, and her head is literally in between me and Ghost Dive as she's talking stuff. Partially because I think the venue is so crowded, right? So we get to the third and final match, right? Into the third and final match, and he wins a round. I win a round. He wins a round. I win a round. He wins a round, so he's up 2-1. That next round, whatever, so round 4, I got a perfect, and for some reason, I stepped outside of myself to look directly at her and tell her to keep talking, because that's really all she was doing. That's really all she was doing, was just talking for him. And like that moment when I did that took me out of concentration. And even though I didn't know anything about Anna, I had never really played in Anna, definitely not in no tournament, and I didn't have a set against one either. I had labbed her to try and learn stuff, but all I knew is that she had low launchers that were launch punishable, and her cat stands launched lows. That was literally all I knew. And he ended up winning that next round because I took myself out of focus. I was furious, and I immediately felt like the girl won the match for Ghost Dive. I immediately felt like that because I was like, I didn't know anything about Anna, and it was that hard for him to pull the win off. Like, so for me as a competitor, and I drove from Indy. This Summer Jam was in Pennsylvania. I drove 11 hours. I drove 11 hours there, and I stayed with my homie Toon that's in the chat right now. I stayed with my homie Toon that's in the chat that lives in Maryland, and drove from Maryland to Pennsylvania. So I was like, so I was furious. So I take a minute to walk outside. I normally get really furious when I lose. So I walk outside, I breathe a little bit, come back. They call my name, and I end up playing. I play a Marduk, and I'm playing so mad, but so dull. I play a Marduk player, and he 3-0s me on the round count. I don't even know who it was. I go to character select. This is one of my favorite tournament moments in general. I go to character select. I sit there for like 15 seconds and like just calm myself down. And then I 6-0 him. Whatever, and then I beat a king player that was solid. I beat somebody else that was solid. I beat somebody else that was solid, and I make it back. I make it back to Ghost Dive, and at this point, I'm up on the stage. I know that there is no way he is going to win. There is no way in hell that he is going to win this. And so, and that combo, the combo drop into the rage art was an intentional thing that I laughed because I noticed her rage art was really short range. And I can only do that against her and Jin. I can't do it against Steve because Steve's arm reaches like 90 yards whenever he does his. It only works on high rage arts. But it doesn't work on Alyssa's or Steve's because theirs reaches to all hell.
Right.
But yeah, so like I just knew that would end up happening or whatever. But yeah, that ends up being, I guess, one of my most highlighted moments. That and me getting my ass whooped by knee.
When that happened.
Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, I hope Ghost Dive's doing alright, and I hope he's still playing because I want to whoop his ass more whenever I see him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely still playing.
Yeah, that's good. But let's see. Next question. What we got? Where's I got me a nice little list here. Call myself coming prepared. Now, I'm certain you're aware that the phrase "best player" is very subjective, right? But alas, I address you as Sayco, the best Dragunov in America.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I know that I know about Nobi and I guess Eris, if you want to count Eris, and who else? There's Nobi, Eris. There's another really dope Naroma, Nobi.
Naroma,
Nobi, and there's another one I'm forgetting that's really big time Dragunov. I can't recall at this moment. But can you give me how you feel like where you feel fit in with the pantheon of drag players?
I'm probably
JDCR. Duh.
Yeah, JD. Probably like top 5, top 10. Internationally, I mean, a lot. I mean, it's weird because I'm the most known unknown.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people know me. You know, but a lot of people don't know me.
Right.
You know, like a lot of the old heads or older and even great players come, oh, you're Sayco, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like, hello, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm Sayco. Oh, I know who you are. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, okay, that's cool. So, but I think we're like top 10. I would say top 5, maybe like top 10.
Top 10?
Know?
Okay.
Yeah, top 10.
I like that. I like that.
I don't want to toot my horn.
Yeah, no, you have to. This is one of the things that a lot of people don't understand, and they see it as what's the word, arrogant or cocky. People, competitors, not just Tekken, and not just any other game. Competitors work hard. They work hard to be able to do things that average people can't do. Right. Or they refuse to put in the effort to do, I should say. So my thing is, I respect when anybody that I know that I see is been doing work and been working their ass off. They know matchups, they punish stuff, they duck the highs, they break the grabs, all of that stuff. Because I understand, because I do a bit of that myself. Like technically speaking, I'm the second best American Horon. right behind Speed. There's nobody's results is close. And I love Afterburner. Enoch is one of the best in my opinion. And Sarity is super solid. Vesper is solid too. And Ingress is slept on. So like I know the other hormones, but none of their Eddie as well. None of their results hold up anywhere near mine. So like respectfully, like I have to let people know that like, yo, I'm working and it is the intention to be the best. And so I respect that.
If you want to put it like that in America, then
number one,
two.
Sayco.
Yeah.
No. Who's the other top two? Eris? I'm throwing up
maybe Fear of Silence in New York.
Fear of Silence. Ooh.
Yeah, he's a really good Dragunov player.
Okay.
That lives in New York. He's been a player for a while. I don't know how he does in tournaments because I haven't seen him in tournaments. As far as like offline events, but he's a really solid Dragunov player. Really solid.
Okay.
I would say
I think I've seen him one time. I just remember it was a super solid Dragunov. I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
So I would say if I'm not number one, he'll be number one. If I'm not number two, I'll be number one. It's intertwined. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Basically, you take your pick. Who you want, Sayco or you want Fear of Silence? I'm going Sayco.
I appreciate
you beat
it.
me.
Thank you.
I ain't never lost to Fear of Silence. Although he might cook me too, but but I'm running with Sayco for best in US for drag. Let's see.
Appreciate it.
All right, now. So give me a random fact about you that most people don't know.
A random factor. I don't even know, bro. Like I can't even call that one.
Yeah,
like,
you can.
A random factor.
Just random fact. Random fact.
I don't like wearing. Ever since I bought Yeezys, I don't like wearing any other tennis shoes.
Really?
For sure.
Yeezys?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I'm an addict now. I have 4 pairs.
You're a Yeezy addict now.
Yeah, I'm an addict, bro. I'm an addict with the boost.
Dang,
with the boost material. Yeah.
I ain't never. I've never purchased. The Yeezys. I have a homie that loves that Kanye West is his favorite rapper. Like that's but that's as far as I know. I don't I'm not really too what's the word into fashion or high priced clothing. But
I wasn't either.
That's interesting.
Until I kind of am, but I mean, until I bought these what do you call them, the Ultra Boost, and then I was like, I always wanted a pair of Yeezys.
Okay.
And the Ultra Boost sold me on it, because they have Ultra Boost technology, and yeah, I wore my Nike Air Max and they felt like bricks on my feet. I was like, oh my god, these are uncomfortable. So, yeah, that's a random fact. I don't even wear them for the fashion anymore. I'm wearing them because they're mad comfortable.
Oh, they just bro. Now you got me, bro. I want something now. I'm trying to figure out what these Yeezys feel like. They
feel good, bro. They feel mad good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh shoot, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out someday. But
yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's see. What is the best and the worst thing about the DMV?
Best is that it's the DMV, and a lot of people are like concentrated. As far as like everybody's like 30 or 45 minutes away. Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's all of those states are like really close like that.
Yeah, you can get to Maryland, DC, Maryland, Virginia. They're all. It's a metropolitan. It's like New York. It's like a tri-state area. It's kind of like New York, Jersey, and Philly.
Okay. I live in Indy. Like Chicago is 3.5. Detroit is 4. Like,
oh no.
Columbus is 3. And Louisville is 2 away. So for me, I'm in the center where nobody knows where Indiana is.
I know. I heard of Erie, Indiana, and
heard of Erie, Indiana?
Yeah, from Goosebumps.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say Goosebumps. I like it.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, we're not known for anything. So like, whenever I say that, I remember I had to tell Rip, where Indiana was because he didn't know. He's like, Indiana. He's like, where's that at?
He's an airhead anyway. So
I had to let him know. Peyton Manning, the
Yeah, Indiana Colts, right?
Yeah, the Colts. Yeah, that's what we got. We got Peyton Manning.
Like what? How did he not know?
He didn't know where it was, and I was trying to explain to him, like, you know, our neighbors are Chicago, Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, and Kentucky, and he was like, I don't know, man. And I was like, Peyton Manning with a Colts play, and he was like, okay, that's where Peyton was. I was like, yeah. I was that's hilarious.
Okay, rip. ... Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. All right. So you said the best thing is that you guys are concentrated, and what is the worst?
Nobody plays. All the best
plays?
players don't play. So I mean, I don't know how it is. I feel like it's really hard to get sessions with the better players unless you're at Xanadu Monthly.
Okay.
Really want to get really good play. Really good play. I feel like you really have to go out. You have to rely on online PC.
Yeah. It's they buffed it, but it's nothing like offline. That's why.
And yeah. So I mean, other than that, but that's just like, and honestly, I don't really mind that because I feel like I'm at a place now where as long as I stay in practice mode and understand the meta, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you don't feel like you'll regress.
No, I still feel like I can get top 16.
Okay.
At least.
You say where you at on these online tournaments?
I don't play the PC ones. I play the PS4 ones. I usually get top 8, top 3, top 2, top 1. Yeah, I want a few.
Top 1?
Yeah, top. Yeah, but you know, my thing is I don't want. Well, I'll let you go to the next one. It's okay.
No, go for it.
My goal in second has never been to be a top 16, top 8 player. I always wanted to be regarded as one of the best in the U.S.
Okay.
And now,
you know, that, though.
No, I'm talking about like Anakin, Cuddlecore,
you mean like top 5? Level. You top 5, top 10 is what you mean.
Yeah, Shadow, Junior, all them to be that level. And I think I have a hint of what it's going to take to get to that now. So, yeah.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for great things in 2021 or 2020, whenever the world opens up again.
I know, right? I'm waiting. I feel like COVID was set in place to slow me down. Cause I finished 29th in America on the TWT. So like right behind Cuddlecore.
I don't even know where I finished.
Cuddlecore was like 27th, and the D-Town King is like in between us, and like I'm 29th. So like I finished there, and then the year after, which is 2020, year after 2020, I went to KIT, and I beat Spirogen in a 250-man tournament and Fusion, and got 9th place. And then
that's good.
Yeah, I got 9th place. And then at what was that, the KIT? Frosty Faustings. Whatever. I made it. I ended up making it to Cuddlecore. I lost to Shin Pushin and a Akuma player. And
from New York. Yeah.
No, Chicago.
Shin Pushin is not from New York. I thought he moved to.
I don't know
Shin
if he
Paulo's
moved, but that's where I first met him. I played him before. He's from Chicago.
No. I'm thinking of Shin Paulo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Shin Paulo's from New York. But Shin Pushin is he's from Chi-Town area, Illinois area. They have a billion players there. But
they're good.
I lost to him in my first match, and I ran it all the way. I think it was a 150-man tournament. I ran it all the way to Cuddlecore and got I think 17th place. So I was trending. I was starting to learn how to get into that echelon, and then COVID. And then COVID hit. So it took me, I started in 2018. I started playing Tekken in 2018, like playing it more than anything else and studying and just recording all of the matches of me losing and rewatching them and all of that. Like, and there's no elder statesman here in Indy. So I'm effectively an online warrior turned tournament player.
Hey, some of the best players were that, so there's nothing wrong with that, bro.
No, it's just that I look back and I know that people that have teachers are they should be in a better spot. They definitely should. Just because if you have someone to funnel your strengths, and we have teachers for we have teachers for sports coaches and stuff. Like, teachers essentially help funnel your strengths and help you get better at your weaknesses. I never had that, so like it's just all grind and me getting my ass whooped and rewatching it and adjustments to that. So yeah. But all right, let's go into this will end up being the last question. Sayco, I appreciate you for hanging out with me, man. Let's see. Last but not least, if you could give advice to newer players, what would it be? And on the same coin, if you could go back and give yourself advice when you were first starting, your competitive drive, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, okay, first, I tell people, if you're really considering getting into a competitive scene and you want to get to that level, that high level, if you're talking about the people that want to reach the highest echelon, because a lot of people, they play because it's the hype, or they play just because they want to be in it. But if you're playing it because you want to get to the highest echelon, or you want to push yourself to greatness, I tell people to become obsessive and to sacrifice. Meaning, just because you spend 30 minutes in practice mode, that may not be enough.
Right.
You might have to practice, be in practice mode for an hour and then play for another hour and then go back and review and then, and practice throw breaking, and then just be obsessive with being great, but don't be too hard on yourself. And treat it like something you love, where you want to learn how the whole machine works in and out, not just a certain aspect of the machine. Because if you only learn a certain aspect of the machine, you don't know how to deal with every other component. So that's what I would tell people. If I would go back and talk to myself, I try to be sometimes. If I would go back and talk to myself, I would tell myself not to just focus on Dragunov, and to focus on a whole cast, and and travel. Don't be scared to travel. Like, cause the biggest thing that held me back was airplanes. Top 2 fear. Aliens, airplanes.
Did you say aliens?
Aliens, little green men,
that's
and
scary.
Airplanes.
No, I'm with you on that. If they here for some negative stuff, I'm worried.
Exactly. And that's from like watching a lot of Twilight Zone, Unsolved Mysteries, that bullshit. But
childhood.
Yeah, my childhood. And airplanes, thinking that the airplane's just gonna fall off and I'm gonna just die. So that I didn't travel. If it wasn't a bus ride or a car ride away, I would not travel. But 2018 and 19, that was my first time flying on an airplane to go to a tournament.
Same for mine. 2018 for me.
Yeah, but I've been playing since 2006, 7, 8, whatever, and to wait almost a decade to travel on an airplane, that's like a lot. Yeah. So that's my sentiment. I will give it to myself.
Don't let fear stop you trying to complete your goals.
Exactly.
I understand. I could get behind that. Oh man, I remember this dude. I think this dude sent me hate mail. I might have it saved. I'm watching you. Got a set on of you and T-Mo drums. I think I have hate mail saved from this dude. But,
T-Mo. That's the old homie.
Yeah. But once again, thank you, Sayco. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for getting down with me and let me interview and figure some stuff out. I got some stuff about the DMV, some stuff about some of the players, and you seem like a really really decent. Seemed like a really decent guy. Really decent guy.
I appreciate that.
That makes people wait forever. No,
I know you're not the only person. King J had to wait too, man.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm just glad that I got to speak to you, so I could get to know more, because I don't know anything about the DMV area, but I feel like I know a decent amount now, and got to learn more about you, because you're a dark horse that if I see in a tournament that I end up watching and I see you in there, I'm like, oh shoot, this dude could win, because people don't know who he is. Like he about to cruise through her, and even if they do know, you're so solid, and it looks like you're comfortable with playing all these other characters that you might be able to bring something different to the table than what people are expecting. If people are expecting to drag, you might run the Leroy, you might run the Steve, or something else. So so yeah. Let me say so. Thank you. I appreciate you for kicking by with me for the Player of the Week interview. Your Player of the Week 2. The first one was L Train. So I had a good time chatting with him. We got pretty emotional on his. And say his proudest moment. And his most and most difficult experience was the same, as he lost his grandmother in the tournament that he was in, but he won the tournament. So it was that was intense. And so
that's hella good. That's hella clutch.
Yeah, that's super clutch. I don't know. I feel like I would just be balling. And that dude is is remarkable, but a remarkable dude. But yeah. Once again, Sayco, thank you. I appreciate it. And other than that, the Player of the Week, Dark Hat, Straw Hat, Sayco. I'm gonna post your Twitter. Let's see what your Twitter and your PlayStation. I got your stream up. I'll put your stream and the links underneath the video as well. So thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Noel. You have a good one, man. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. See you.
Peace.
That was fire. I like that. Well, Sayco, I like this dude even more. Even though he beat me and I want to whoop his ass so bad for beating me, because I'm a vengeful person like that. That was good. Player of the Week 2, Sayco. Sweet. All right. Now, what do we do now? That's the question. What do we do now? Do I start playing Tekken? Do I get something to eat? It is 8 o'clock on the dot. So in all honesty, I probably should take a break. I can't stand the rain. Oh shoot, what is this instrumental? Some heat on this free list. Let me hear it. Where's it at? Dark Ass Say. I like that dude, man. I didn't think I mean, I guess I already had a positive thought of him. Try to say so. I need to catch some of his streams so I can talk some stuff. I need to. I already got him followed. I'm gonna follow your boy, Straw Hat Sayco. One of the best Tekken players. He seems definitely like a Tekken player, more than the Dragunov. One of the Dragunov player. He is definitely a Dragunov main. It seems he's keeping that from our talks, but he seems so solid that he can just play kind of whoever he wants, whoever he puts his mind to. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point or if I want to get to that point. I think that no matter what, I just want to run with for long. Yeah. I'm gonna post these links in the chat or in the description of the video. I'm gonna close it. I can't stand the rain. Yo, that is fire. Well, I might have to do a freestyle before I bounce. You know what? I mean, I could. Ooh. They say I can't stand the rain, but I live in the Midwest. I gotta take the rain because it rains more here than almost anywhere. And me, I live like a beast and like I'm a bear, but that's Akuma. Maybe that's a oni too. I do this for me, but also for you. I'm having fun with this, a freestyle, my dude. I'm about to get off and go eat me some fucking food. I didn't really want to cuss, but I did right there. I just do this how I want to. I know I'm here. I mean, I don't live life off air. I live with all the passion. You see this red shirt on? That's an example of passion. Ooh, color of passion, simply red. I do this till I'm really dead. Ooh, I can do this off the head, or the brain, or the cranium. Whatever you can say that rhymes with cranium. That's palladium. Dropping all the bombs, but that wouldn't include uranium. You don't know your elements, or your periodic table. Do this as I please. I'm never just a effing fable. Oof. Okay, yeah, that was cute. Alright.